Hello again. Today we're dealing with Unit 4 in your English Language 2 textbook, and the title of this unit is What to Do with Your Premonition. We will be learning some new vocabulary, reading a spooky text, and deal with some unusual phrases, probably some you will be dealing with for the first time. And here we are at the warm-up activity, the first exercise. The task is to match the photos and captions. Okay, so there are 5 photographs here and 5 words. The task is to see which photo best illustrates the word, the vocabulary. The first word is faith healer. Who might be a faith healer here? Let me make a guess. This photo represents a faith healer. Who is a faith healer? It is a person who believes to practice some kind of divine intervention or spiritual healing, allegedly. Okay, so faith healer. Okay, this photo speaks about faith healing activity. The next one, ghost. Okay, I believe this one is the perfect illustration for the ghost. Who is or what is a ghost? Ghost, or a spirit or a soul, is, let's say, manifestation of a dead person, traditionally represented in movies, for example, in this way. Okay, the next one, UFO. UFO is a shortened version of unidentified flying object, which would be this photo, right? And this is a traditionally represented UFO in movies or in photographs. Horoscope. This one might be easy because you see the signs here also. And the last one, clairvoyant. Who is a clairvoyant? This, I believe this one. Clairvoyant is a person who claims to have some supernatural ability to perceive future events, something like a fortune teller, okay? And this is also a typical representation in films and series on TV, probably in books and fairy tales. Okay, what about coincidence? Are you familiar with the term coincidence? Take a look at these photos and think about whether they have something in common or not. What about superstition? What is a superstition? A superstition is excessively credulous belief in and reverence for the supernatural. So, if you are a superstitious person, you practice some of these things. For example, you search for a 4-leaf clover, right? Or you pay attention not to cross the path of a black cat. Or you sometimes keep your fingers crossed, right? When you want something to succeed or end well. Some sports people are very superstitious. They have their own routine, like this is a French goalkeeper, Fabien Barthez. Also, many tennis players also have their own superstitious routines. And sometimes even dates and numbers can be considered a superstition, let's say. So Friday the 13th is one of them. Premonition. Premonition is a strong feeling that something is about to happen, especially something unpleasant. For example, when we say, he had a premonition of imminent disaster. So we've learned a new word. Premonition is a bad feeling, a feeling that something bad will occur. Let's deal with our text a little bit. The second exercise is the reading one. So the task is read the text and match the titles with the parts of the text, page 33 in your textbook. But I'm going to leave this one for you to do on your own, okay? Because it's easy. So basically each paragraph or 2 paragraphs have some space provided for you to fill in with the offered titles. Okay, let's read the text once. In the weeks following the terrible events of September the 11th, 2001, I received dozens of emails from people who claimed to have had premonitions of the attacks days or even weeks before that fateful day. I'm not about to dismiss those claims, but neither can I verify them. I have only the word of the authors that their claims of these premonitions are true. And there lies the problem with the vast majority of premonitions. They are not documented. Most of us have experienced premonitions, a feeling about something that is going to happen to one degree or another. The phone rings and you know who it is calling, even though the call was unexpected. Sometimes the premonition isn't as specific, but just as strong or stronger. A great unexplained feeling of sadness has been bothering you all day. It is only later that you learn that a close relative has died. A premonition is foretelling the future. These feelings are also most powerful between close relatives, where the psychic bond seems to be strongest. Through history, neurologists have proved the telepathic connection between some particularly close individuals, such as twins. The terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001 were preceded by a number of premonitions. A week before the attack, one mother from North Carolina dreamt about spinning into blackness and heard a man's voice repeating 2,830, 2,830, and a name she couldn't make out. It sounded like Rooks or Horrocks, she said. Disturbed by the dream, the woman cancelled tickets the family had to fly to Disneyland on September 11th, despite protestations from her husband that she was overreacting. When she heard the news on September 11th of the planes flying into New York's Twin Towers, with another hitting the Pentagon and a fourth crashing into a field in Pennsylvania, the woman's caution was vindicated. Most bizarrely, 2,830, the number repeated over and over in her dream, was the confirmed number of deaths at that time. And the name Rooks or Horrocks was that of Michael Horrocks, first officer of United Airlines Flight 175, which crashed into the South Tower. The sixth sense is not restricted to humans. There are countless examples of apparent premonitions among animals. Just before the Boxing Day tsunami of 2004, flamingos on India's southern coast fled. Monkeys at Sri Lanka's Yala National Park stopped accepting bananas from tourists, and elephants began to trumpet. In one tale, a woman was driving her car with her cat on the back seat. The cat became increasingly agitated before jumping into the front and biting the woman, forcing her to stop. At just that moment, a large tree crashed onto the road, just a few yards ahead of the woman. If she had continued driving, she would have been killed.